Hello my friends, this is the video that I made on NIO 5 days ago, let me show you, on June 17th of this year, when the price of this asset was at $4.41, and my main assumption was that we had quite an interesting setup, interesting long setup, with a tiny stop loss of about 4.5% and with the major price target at $6.11, which could brought us about 30, almost 39% of potential profit. And here is the actual price action. As you can see, we didn't break the stop loss border. We have several touches of this range, but so far we are hovering above this range. But instead of moving higher, we have pretty much sideways movement, and this asset is losing its momentum. That is why, guys, be cautious. In just several minutes in my technical analysis, I will explain you what crucial points do we have right now. But let me remind you that I made a lot of videos on NIO, and I have to say that it is a quite interesting asset. And I have to say that my win rate on NIO is also quite high. More than 65% of my forecasts were successful. And if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account, where for the $35 a month you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. On top of that, guys, for the first 100 subscribers I will do a giveaway. I will do a technical analysis based on your request on any asset that you might find. On top of that, guys, and it is the most lucrative offer, for now there is not so many people inside the Discord group. That is why almost 100% of my time will be dedicated to you. And it is pretty much one-on-one training for the value of $450 a month, but for the fraction of this cost, for just $35 a month. And I think it is quite fair deal.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
So guys, and let's continue with the price action again. I have to say that we were in a downtrend from this point, from the beginning of June, and we don't have any signs of recovery. We don't have major spikes in volume on the bounces to the upside, but we have completed structure to the downside from this top to this bottom. And for now, we are exactly at the crucial point. But before we dive deep into the technical analysis, let's take a look on its fundamentals and what news might be the catalyst for this asset. Right here, you can see a lot of news that is directly related to NIO. On cnbpost.com, you can see that, let's just read several titles, and then I will show you some points that might be very important for you. NIO opens new NIO house in Germany as it advances efforts in Europe. And this is definitely a good sign. Next one. Online auto insurance platform Chechi announces partnership with NIO unit. Also quite a good sign of partnership. Next one. NIO's Firefly models will still be competitive in Europe, even with extra tariffs, says William Lee. And this news is quite interesting. You know that in Europe, we have a new data that within the next several years, it will be some kind of protective fees for local EV manufacturers. But here you can see the number of units above which NIO will have a positive result in sales. It is 100,000 units. And yes, on the one hand, we know that the more vehicles, the more units the company sells, the more gross margin this company has. And definitely, despite all the extra tariffs that the European Union will implement within foreseeable future, NIO will still have a lot of obstacles on their path to profitability. On top of that, take a look right here. This article was published just 5 days ago, and it's titled China EV Insurance Registrations for Week ending June 16th. NIO 3,400 vehicles. And as you can see, NIO, let me show you this chart, weekly insurance registrations in China. And for last 2 weeks, NIO has a substantial decrease in these registrations. Here, they hit the record week. It was the week 22nd of this year. But if you take a look on other companies, they don't have this type of decrease in their insurance registrations. and that is why NIO lost some of their momentum in terms of the sales. That is why, guys, we don't have a lot of bullish movements on the price chart, but at the same time, guys, let me show you this news. It is not a news basically, but it is an analysis that you should do in order to find out the sentiment from the so-called smart money investors. And let me first of all show you this chart. As you can see, it is NIO depository receipt institutional ownership, and we have a strong downtrend in the numbers of investors who want to hold NIO ADRs in their investment portfolios. But the latest month, as you can see, has a slightly higher number of these investors, and this potentially might be a first step towards the trend reversal. On top of that, guys, if you take a look on the sentiment from this list, and if you sort these investors by number of shares from the biggest one to smallest, you can see that all major investors, all not five, but four major investors hold their position strong, or they increase their position. Fifth investor, Ballet Gifford, sold 83.5% of their stake on May the 1st. Not on May the 1st, we know that it is a filing date, not a deal execution date. They sold it on Q1 of this year, but they still hold more than $85 million in value in NIO. So guys, in general, I have to say that a lot of institutional investors and major investors in this company hold their position strong. That is why we can anticipate at least a very good potential end of this year for this asset. Because as long as this crucial pivot holds, we are still in the potential uptrend, and we have to hold this momentum in order to see the breakout above $6.11. So let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deeper right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, I have to say that on the one hand, yes, we completed 5-wave structure in our B wave, if my assumption is correct, and we've completed 5 waves structure to the upside to this point. Then we've completed ABC correction to the downside. And we pretty much have all the waves inside the C wave, and we know that C wave should have 5 waves in it. But the most recent price action, let me delete this tool, I don't think that it is a legit tool for now. With this price action, I have a lot of doubts that we might have a next leg to the upside, and let me explain what I'm talking about. As you can see, we have a strong range of support at around $4.25. We can mark it like this. At the same time, we can see lower highs on the from June the 12th till present day, and this pattern is a quite bearish pattern, because on the one hand, bulls are trying to regain the control, but bears are pushing them down. And unfortunately, we have another rule that the more touches certain range of support or resistance has, the more likely the next touch will break it to the certain direction. And most likely we will break this formation to the downside, and if it happens, the next range that should hold is this one, the bottom of previous wave right here on April 25th, and it is about $4 mark. On top of that, $4 is the round number by itself, and this also might be quite a good range of support. And if this asset breaks this formation, we might anticipate this movement to the downside and potentially another attempt to break several previous swing highs. And if it happens, it will be more signs of its bullishness. But so far, guys, I highly encourage you to wait for more confirmation, because NIO is in quite tricky situation right now. And if you want to know more about all its potential price action, subscribe to my channel and hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.